Hello and welcome back to the Net Saviors Podcast. I'm Adell, and with me is the only man I can turn to for information on the subject for today, MegaMasterX.
Hey, how's it going, Adell?
Yeah, it's alright. How are you?
I'm pretty well. I've had a very eventful day at work, and it snowed again, so I'm kind of dealing with that.
Ha! Snow. This guy. Still waiting on more snow. It's been pretty sunny today.
I count yourself lucky.
Yeah, I suppose it was nice to see him rainy yesterday.
Good sleeping weather.
Yeah, that's the only problem I have with that kind of weather, because it's probably going to rain/snow tomorrow, and I have to walk through that, so I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
You know what? First off, I'm going to talk about how tedious it is to keep playing Battle Network 3. I have the cart in my hand, and I've been trying just to get S rank on Desert Man version 3, and it's awful.
But have you fought Mistman yet?
No, because I'm taking my time. I got to the secret area, all that's nice and dandy. I don't get Mistman. I get Bullman, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because I have blue, so I can't fight Miss. Wow, thanks for reminding me, dude.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Jeez Louise. It's just. I forgot how tedious this game is with its posts. I love it. I love that there's a lot to do, but at the same time, it's like, man, I'd really like some chips at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't really even drip feed them to you. You just got to kind of deal with what you got.
Yeah, and then I was unfortunate enough to get wood custom style.
Looks like fate dealt you a pretty bad hand on that one.
It's okay. I'm almost done leveling it up, and then I'm just going to grind out till I get team.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's the one problem I've always had with 3. It's a grind fest after a point, but
yeah,
I guess that's what keeps you engaged. Haha. Okay, so
you know what else keeps people engaged, Adell?
Oh, do tell. Is it the topic?
Merchandise.
That's what I like to hear. Yes, today's topic is not Battle Network 6. It will never be Battle Network 6. Instead, we're going to talk about the merchandising of Mega Man, Battle Network, or Rockman EXE.
And there's quite a bit of it. There's
too much of it.
I don't know if I'd say too much, because it's kind of rare to find nowadays, but Battle Network is blessed by Capcom marketing to have some of the widest merchandise lines of really any Mega Man franchise. Like, the other ones have had merch, like Classic had some figures, X had figures, and, the classic comics and things like that, but the Battle Network and EXE series are probably some of the most dense merch lines, and they're also some of the longest standing merch lines, because there's still merch being made today for it.
So, to what you said that it's hard to find nowadays, I think it's only because time has passed and not a lot of it came over here.
I think that's fair.
But you are right, and this Battle Network seems like a much more easy franchise to market into, make things for. Toys are a lot more accessible. With X, what can you make besides a figure of, the robots?
Yeah, I mean, there's you can, I guess, have the racing riders as RC cars or something like that, And I've got a Vile and X figure sitting over there on my collection shelf, and of course there's there's a couple different bits of merchandise from that, but Battle Network was built in a way that almost seems like it was made to be marketable.
Oh, definitely. There's, the very thing Lan uses to interact with Mega Man is a toy. If you look at it, it's just, why not? It's made to be marketed. So, let's talk about that. Let's jump into it.
Sure.
So, there's a lot here. Where would you like to start?
So let's start with one of the most tragic ones, in my opinion, because the end of this one specifically actually spelled the end of the company. Well, I should walk that back a little bit. The company did not end because of this game. It just so happened that the game was ongoing when the company shuttered. And we're talking, of course, about the Mega Man NT Warrior trading card game.
Oh, the one we played incorrectly.
That is correct. And the one that I look forward to playing correctly with you sometime in the future. So, the Mega Man NT Warrior trading card game was developed and created by Decipher. Now, if you're not familiar with Decipher, they are notorious for their very heavily licensed trading card games. They had Star Wars, they had Beyblade, they had
Lord of the Rings.
They had Mega Man NT Warrior. Their game
Dot
Dot Hack Enemy. They had a lot of stuff in their portfolio, and quite honestly, like, all of the games kind of play similarly in some ways. But yeah, so what do you know so far about this? We'll start there.
So all I really know is I know what the cards look like. I know what they feel like. I know kind of what you're supposed to do, because again, we played it wrong, but it really doesn't differ from. It did remind me a lot of like when we played the Dot Hack one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It has like a couple different mechanics with the gauge and all this other crap, but honestly, I don't know. It's just about doing this and scoring that, and then you win.
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very deep game, honestly. But that might just be from lack of sets, maybe.
That is true. There were only 3 sets in total. There was Power Up, there was the Grand Prix, and there was Grave. And they covered pretty much the entirety of the original Rock Band EXE anime. Now, I did a little bit of digging when I was upgrading the N1 Grand Prix community bot, Kernel bot. I actually noticed that I think, and I don't have any kind of sources for this, but I'm pretty sure that they got almost all of the card art that they used for the NT Warrior trading card game off of Rock Band EXE Online. That website has a gallery of screen caps from the anime, each and every episode, all the seasons, all the series. They have screen caps, and 2/3 of the card sets have screen caps that match those frames from that website. So it's probably coincidence, but I think that that's where they ended up getting it.
I mean, if they licensed it from Capcom, they probably just gave it to them.
Oh, sure.
Which, I guess it's kind of a coincidence, but it's probably the exact same art at the same time.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. When I was browsing through it, I was like, wait a minute, that's the power-up card. That's Focus. Hello.
That's Vulcan. What?
Yeah. So, but yeah, the NT Warrior trading card game had a swath of starter decks as well. There was Proto Man, Mega Man, Pharaohman, Proto Man, Flame Man, or Fireman, whatever. There wasn't a Number Man starter. There was Shark Man, and there was Base. And
of course.
I think that covers all the starter decks. So there were...
Dude, Base is my jam.
There were never any want for any sort of like variety in their starter packs.
Right.
And of course, all of them came with of course, a 60 card starter deck, manual, playmat, all the good stuff. So,
what's interesting is it mirrors more of the anime instead of the actual game.
Right.
Like, the only thing it takes from the games is the name and some of the chips. Other than that, it actually uses stuff from the show. It uses art on that. It uses instances from that as well.
Which it plays nicely. Like, the art...
Well, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so... But it was a very short-lived game. They were continuing to develop it, and then Decipher went bankrupt, and they shuttered.
Yeah.
So, all of their card games will forever be buried underneath...
But... they may be buried, but they're extremely cheap, too, if you'd like to purchase them.
Yeah. Yeah, like, they're pretty cheap.
Dot Hack and Mega Man are... Like, they're a lot cheaper than I thought they would be.
Which begs the question, like, what happened to all the rest of Decipher's back stock? Is it, like, sitting in some warehouse somewhere? Like,
probably. It's going to be one of those things, like when people found, like, the prototype SNES PlayStation thing just stashed away somewhere. Someone's going to find the locker with all of the old cards in it, and it's going to be, like, this explosion of, wow, look, all this is unreleased sets or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and then we'll never have them. Hopefully you'll be the one to open it.
I sure hope so. I'll need to head to, I guess California was where their old HQ was, but yeah, they actually, Decipher hosted a bunch of events. They held tournaments with promotional cards. They even held a circuit where they gave away print sheets, like the template sheets that went off to the printers to be copied into actual cards. They gave those away as prizes. I saw an eBay auction for one a long time ago, and I think it went for about $300 or $400.
Ooh.
So,
Ugh,
but
that's a lot.
But yeah, there were tournament promos. There was also cross promotion with MegaMasterX Command Mission.
Oh yeah, that that one really bad Zero card.
Yeah, well, it was a MegaMasterX card, and it was costed absolutely horrendously.
I thought it was Zero too.
No, it was just an X card.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. The Zero card is a exclusive to Tabletop Simulator. They custom made that card. So
okay.
But yeah, so I mean, it's a fun game. If you didn't catch the Team BN Winter Marathon last year, definitely do it, because we did a showcase match between me and Giganator, where we played the Mega Man NT Warrior trading card game, and Kreb went through all the rules. It was pretty much a demo match, and it was a lot of fun. So if you're interested in it and want more information, or to see how the game plays and things like that, definitely go back to Team BN's channel. Check out that VOD. It's a lot of fun.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should find a way to organize this into the summer meetup.
I would love to do that.
We should have... We need to find a way. We need to make the decks, and we need to have a crappy little tournament.
I have... Well, I guess I can say, I've got about, $100 worth of stock sitting right beside me, unopened. It has taken all of my willpower not to open it.
I have no willpower. I'll open it for you.
But yeah.
I know you want to keep it in pristine mint condition for that
Well,
day
no.
when you can sell that. Like, what are you waiting on? Just open it.
There are M1 Grand Prix prizes for the season coming up. So, if you're listening to the podcast and are a participant in the M1 Grand Prix, have that to look forward. You might be able to win some booster boxes and starter decks.
I'd say get hype, but then it'll be like, oh man, I have cards I'm never going to play anything with. That's, I mean, they're cool collectibles. They do look nice. They feel nice. Decipher did put some love into them.
Yeah, they did, for sure.
Yeah.
They did that with all their games, though. So,
well, before we end though, I feel like this is one of those games that, like, if the community really wanted to, they could continue it. Because I know that's what happened with the Star Wars game. Mm-hmm. And the Lord of the Rings game is actually still ongoing as well. Because the community kept it alive. I feel like if we banded together, we could resurrect this thing and actually expand it.
all 13 of us
I mean...
that even know about the game. Because every time I turn around, people are like, wow, there's a Battle Network card game? And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, just red pill them. Get them in on it. Alright, so past failed things into more successful pieces. How about
Like
those figures?
Ooh, my favorites.
We're gonna go from the really nice ones to the awful ones that I own exactly one of, and I think I mailed you one.
You did. I
did. The Windman, yeah.
Yep.
Did you open him?
No.
His packaging's already messed up. Just open the man.
No. I did want the battle chip, though, that was inside.
Well, it's sitting there. It's nice and pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah.
for those who don't know, I was lucky enough to find a Mattel line Windman with the chip still inside at some local place for like $5.
Which is insane. It was just sitting there.
I mean, I caught it. I was like, hey, I recognize that.
So about the figures, Takara distributed them in Japan, and of course Mattel distributed them in the United States.
So they were the same figures, though, on both sides, just different distributors.
That is correct. They also changed the packaging, obviously, to the dub names for...
Why was he called NT Warrior?
New Technology Warrior.
Really? Is that what it's supposed to mean?
I'm pretty sure, because that's what Windows NT is.
That's really corny.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
To be honest, they probably didn't have much to work with in terms of marketable terms that kids would recognize or understand, so...
Call it Battle Network. I don't know, man. Like,
well, then people get... So more recently, like there were tons of these figures. There were a number of different like soul transformation figures. There was heat guts.
Mm-hmm.
There were also a handful of prototype figures that are out and about there. Yeah, there's a couple of people, I believe, on the our Mega Man Discord. Someone actually owns all of the prototype figures that were unreleased. There was a Shade Man figure planned.
Ooh.
There was an elect team and a wood shield figure that were planned, and he has all of the prototypes. They're like unpainted, and they look super, super rough, and they have like different colored ears, a different color head, but it's legitimately like prototype figures, so that's really awesome. His collection is genuinely scarily impressive.
Can't believe he puts you to. I can't believe he puts you to shame.
It's not that hard.
Aw, Max, come on, man.
My collection's not what it used to be, but
I know.
But yeah, so did you see these in stores when they were?
Yes, and I had like that was a time when I was still into Battle Network, but I wasn't into it enough to start buying toys of it because the show was. I watched it a couple times back in the day. It was really bad.
Yeah.
The dub was awful. Everything about it just really kind of it rubbed me the wrong way, and I kind of avoided the toy line. The only one I had was the Mega Man with a Cyber Sword attachment.
Okay, the one with the detachable one where it had a buster.
Nope,
you could put on it. Oh,
just his arm was the sword. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, no, I saw a lot of them. I also saw the PETs a lot, but I didn't get one of those till later. So.
Let's see. My first Battle Network toy that I ever purchased was, I remember I had to mow my neighbor's lawn for 2 weeks in a row.
Aww.
In order to save the money up to get the pet, because I had seen the commercial where they were like, I like Mega Man.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I want that. And no, there's a commercial where they actually show kids net battling, and they showed it all the time on Kids WB. All the time.
I don't... See, I might have missed that because I kind of went and did other things when Mega Man was on television.
It was part of Saturday morning cartoons, so...
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I swear I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like right around the time... It was like... I remember it was right after Animaniacs.
See,
I think it was...
different lineups for different regions, probably, but...
Yeah, that's possible.
Because Mega Man only showed in the afternoons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. What was it? Rubik's?
Cubics! Robots for everyone!
Yeah, it came on around that time. Oh man. Woo, reaching back.
Let's not go too far, God.
So yeah, they had a lot of minifigures, and bear in mind that all of these figures that came out during the English run of Mega Man and T-Warrior on WB, they contained battle chips. All of them contained a battle chip that you could only get from those figures. You couldn't get them, and we'll talk a little bit more about those in a little bit, but they all came with battle chips that were exclusive to those figures, and they also had, of course, as we had mentioned, they had the pet toys that you will also talk about a little later, because that's a can of worms.
Yeah, it's a very big can of worms.
And that's really it. Like, the figure push didn't last very long, which is really depressing.
I got up to... Because you said they didn't even finish the styles. So, yeah, it didn't run very long. Because the anime didn't run very long either over here.
Nope. They did finish.
But it did?
It finished, and they started Access, and they did not complete the dub.
Ah, that's what happened. Okay.
My heat has kicked on.
Oh, nice. It's cold, man.
Sorry for any background noise or anything like that.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do remember seeing them. I remember not being very interested. I kind of regret that because I liked it. I loved Battle Network in that time, but now I'm looking back. It's like, man, I could have a bunch of useless toys and chips MegaMasterX might not even have.
If only we could turn back the clock.
No, I'm good, thanks.
So these figure lines are, like we said at the top of the show, they're still going on today, but not in the Takara Mattel world.
No,
we have Good Smile Company figures, which they only made the EXE figure. They also made the classic one. And if you're not familiar, the Good Smile Company figures come with a platform and a bunch of little accessories. Let's
be clear, they're Nindoroids.
Oh, yeah.
Because Good Smile also makes regular figures.
That's right. So these Nindoroids, they come with like a mini bomb, a sword, interchangeable faces, and I think an arm. Yeah, and a buster.
Yep.
It's really cute. Really
and a little thing to have the mini bomb throwing. I have mine set up with the cyber sword slotted in, the mini bomb being thrown, and he's shooting at it.
a combination for the ages.
I mean, I like it. It's a Ninja words are like my big weak spot. So as soon as I saw this, I had to have it.
I had a chance to get one for $30 at AGDQ, and I turned it down.
Tisk.
I got a better figure, which I'll show you after the show.
Yeah, so he says. I don't know, man. It better be the panda.
It's not. It is. It's something. But
okay. So they only made that for now, which I think is a little weird. I feel like if they hit on base or something else, that you do have some more potential for sales. Also, I'd be really happy if they did.
That is fair. I would too, for sure.
Same with Roll. Like I'm surprised they went forward with EXE, but only touched on Mega Man. So I don't know.
Well, there's still the 4-inch Nell line, right?
Yes, which we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
4-inch Nells is the other one I have. It is extremely difficult to pose, might I add.
Well, according to Midnight W, who has done extensive research on these, there's apparently a run of these that are made from, like, China. They're, like, knockoffs. You can barely tell the difference. Although when you unbox them, the points of articulation are really weird. I think Joey Cobalt in the community has, I'm pretty sure, a knockoff Dark Soul.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I made sure to get mine from, Japan. So, I'm good there.
I've got two EXEs sitting over there unopened. One of them is the English Mega Man Battle Network, and then there's the Japanese Rock Band EXE. They're literally the same figure. They just have different packaging.
Yeah, I have the Battle Network one. I know that. So.
Yep.
But
they're really nice.
Yeah, they're very nice. They, again, a lot of points of articulation, come with a couple of different things. It's just their posability is their key form. Like, that's their thing. And they come in different flavors, oddly enough. So you can get the regular Mega Man, you can get the dark version of him from BN4 and 5. Or, if you were lucky enough in Japan, you can get the panda flavor.
Yes, which is part of one of the last topics we'll probably cover on this.
Yeah. But it ties in. Well, I mean, we could cover it now.
Yeah,
it's just, what is it, Hanayashiki?
Yes, the Hanayashiki is like a fair in Japan. It happens, I think, annually, and for some reason, Capcom partnered with them and released a cadence of stickers and patches, a special floral 4-inch now, and just all kind. They have. I don't even know what it's made of, but they have full-sized Rockman and Blues costumes, and they look kind of creepy.
Yeah, the faces, just they look so dead.
They do. There was a picture of Blues answering a phone, and it's like Moshi Moshi Blues des, and I lost my mind when I saw that because it was so funny.
If you look it up sometime, it's a very interesting promotional piece. It's over for now, and those 4-inch Nells go for way too much money now.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were selling them at Comic-Con for a second.
I would believe that.
Yeah, no, they were, because I was like, oh man, I should go to Comic-Con just for a day and go stock up on these Nells and then resell them for 200 each.
It did not happen, though, did it?
Nah, I had other things to do that day.
Dang. That's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, well. So moving on, though. How about those battle chips? That thing you're so proud of.
Oh boy, battle chips, my favorite. So
God, the crutch.
The battle chip discs they're literally physical discs that you can use in the pet toys. You can use them in the chip gates, and they are not region locked at all. Nope. There was a run in Korea. There was one in Japan, and there was one in the United States. One of the outlying things about battle chips to mention is that in the United States, I don't think Capcom knew what they were doing. Or, excuse me, I don't think Mattel knew what they were doing because they manufactured them. Mattel had some chips that had the actual chip name on it, and then the rest of them had, their CP cost, or their chip power cost, on the chip instead of the name. So if you didn't know what the picture was, you just kind of had to go with it, kid.
I kind of like that a little more, though. Not gonna lie.
It's helpful, but there's a certain novelty to having the chip name on the chip itself. It's also worth noting that there were duplicates that had the name on it and also had a CP version of it too.
Huh. So, what's that?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so my first run-in with these was for, I think, Battle Network 4? I think it was 4. When it came with the little promotional ones inside of it.
Yep. Came with Red Sun and Blue Moon.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I remember I had those Lightning and Meteors.
Those two came from Battle Network 5.
Okay, that's what I had then. Yeah, those were my... Okay, so I got them from 5. That was my first run-in with those. I didn't get the ones from 4, oddly enough.
I don't think 4 came with promotional chips.
Really?
Nope. Because you got Red Sun and Blue Moon out of the booster packs.
Oh, right. So, yeah. So, I got Lightning and Meteors, respectively, from Colonel and Proto Man.
And they had 3 different booster packs that they released, too. There was a Proto Man pack, a Guts Man pack, and just a regular, like, Battle Network 1. The regular packs were really difficult to find, but the Proto Man and Guts Man ones had about maybe 13 different chips. And there was a lot of duplication in them, because I remember, like, I had just gotten my first job, I believe, at that point. No, I had begged my parents to buy them.
Oh,
and
this is when he was just 14.
When I was a young warthog. So yeah, I found out that there's only about 10 or 13 chips that are in those particular sets.
Oof.
Which is really unfortunate. It's
That's
a very,
rough.
very small... Yeah. Proto Man contained... I think Delta Ray Edge was the only... You can only get those out of the Proto Man packs.
Right.
And I don't remember the Giga that came in the Guts Man pack, if any at all. So they weren't... Compared to the Japanese packs, which were significantly larger because there was more of a mercantile presence, if you will.
Yes.
In Japan, we got kind of the short end of the stick on it.
I mean, you gotta remember, they had they had 2 mobile phone games.
That is true.
Battle Network is way bigger over there, which is a shame.
Well, I mean, it kind of had to be, otherwise we wouldn't have had more installments.
That's true. What was it? Yeah, I got those out of my Colonel and Proto Man, and then I bought a PET way later down the line. I think after it all stopped, from a KB Toys that was going out of business. I got the Proto Man starter pack.
Yep.
And it came with the PET, and like 2 boosters, 2 or 3 boosters, something like that.
Ah, nice.
It was alright.
It
was like $12.
Edition. That's not bad. Ironically, I got mine from KB Toys as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
I sometimes miss toy sellers that were going out of business.
Yeah. I miss just like going into the local mall in my hometown and seeing KB Toys. It was like a maze of rows of toys that kids had thrown off the shelves, and the parents didn't really give a crap, and the employees didn't give a crap, and
I couldn't imagine, like, okay, time to clean. I'm just gonna leave.
They just bring out a giant, like, a giant, sweeper, and just
yeah, basically, just, we'll deal with it later as it comes.
Yeah. Speaking of toy stores, go ahead.
What are you getting about toy stores? I was gonna say, the chips were nice. I remember you were telling me, though, I think it was the Korean ones where the plastic was kind of bad.
Oh, yeah. So there's 2 manufacturing flaws in 2 different regions. So in Japan, there were a lot of manufactured runs of these chips that had really weak glue. So the labels, you can obviously tell which ones have bad glue on them because they're just like crazy miscolored. They're a lot darker, and you can tell which ones are the bad run because the labels pop off. Anyway, the Korean ones also, there were some chips in Korean runs that had a lot more plastic than they probably should have.
Yeah, and you can really feel the difference if you hold 2 different ones.
It's huge. Like Adell, when we were at the New York meetup, I let him try my Invis chip, which is one of those bad Korean runs. And I think he got it stuck in my chip gate.
Hey, I got it in.
You did, and Yeah.
The other thing that's really interesting about chips is that people still do mess with them nowadays. Like, we had the little, the battle chip thing between you and Eurasia, which was kind of funny to watch. But there's still, like, research being done to it, sort of. So I'm not going to condone it or tell you where to get them, but people do manufacture dip chips, which I always find, like, amazing that someone had, like, the thought process to say, I'm going to rip this open, install a small switchboard at the top, and now I can manually make this any chip I want. And it's just like, whoa.
Well, as kids, it was effectively common knowledge in small collector circles back when they were first coming out. Some of the kids at my middle school had let me know that they had cracked open their chip and they had scratched off the contacts. Because if you look at a chip, it's got like 6 or 7 contacts at the bottom where, it connects. And then if you disassemble the chip, certain contacts are connected together, so they short out, and that chip is what it is. You can break those contacts and use a number 2 pencil or mechanical pencil, and that lead is conductive and can ground it out. So that was like the primitive dip chips where you would just take them apart. I've actually still got my final gun that I made in middle school.
You kids and your final gun. Friendly reminder, just life aura, and they can't kill you with final gun.
That is correct. But
yeah, I love that idea that it's still like an ongoing thing. People are still messing around with them. It gets me excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of collectors too. Like some of them, Twilight will always mention that it was that fateful day in New York when I was there on a business trip,
where he got deleted in less than 20 seconds,
and then he became a addicted chip collector like the rest of us.
I like the idea behind chips, and again, thank you for my Korean junk man. But
sure,
I don't think I could ever invest that much time into it.
No, it gets expensive very quickly, especially when you get into the Navi chips.
Oh, I'm sure, like your base.
Yeah, I sold that sucker for $200.
Woo! I'm surprised you actually sold them.
It was ethical dilemma on my part for sure. But
time to rip open those cards.
No, that's for the Owen Grand Prix. That's not a me thing. So.
Okay. So you use these chips, but like, what else can I do with these? Are you telling me I can put them in like small accessories and things?
You can. So there is, if you've watched the Access series, which is where this first appeared, there are battle chip gates that are usable when Chad loses Proto Man. Spoilers. He becomes Dark Proto Man because he uses dark chips because he's an irresponsible adult. Anyway, the battle chip gates are real, and they work for the most part on the English versions of the game.
Yes. So these are kind of cool because they tie in with 4. Like, alright, rather, we can use them with 4 in the States, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's essentially you just pop this bad boy into the top of your SP, or just GBA in general, and you start real operating. So you're slotting in chips, you're controlling a net Navi, sort of. It's a fun, different way to battle, that's for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a fresh experience, and you can, of course, you pilot any of the Navis that are in BN4 if you have their respective chip. And, yeah, it's unique. It doesn't have any impact on the main game, it's just an auxiliary mode.
Yeah, it's it. Again, I gotta give 4 props. They definitely did a lot of weird, different things.
Crossovers.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
So you have the gate, right, where you can slot everything in, that's all fine and dandy. What's that weird thing he uses to slot in chips to LAN? Is that the Beast Gate? No, what is that? What's that big, long blue tube that he uses?
Blue tube. That's the chip gate.
That is the chip. That's what that is? That big, long thing?
Yeah. And then the gate portion detaches from the top of that cartridge holder.
Okay. Because I always thought, I was like, what is that? Is that just like the is that one of the laziest toy tie-ins I've seen in a while?
Oh, easily. It's just a cheap piece of plastic that has a small cartridge that holds 10 battle chips, and then you press up on the little yellow lever, and it pushes the chip up and peeks it out, and you can do that. It's useless.
So it's a holster with a chip gate on top.
Effectively.
Okay.
Not a very good one, but...
Speaking of holsters, how about that other holster, MMX?
So there are tons. Fun fact, every generation of physical pet toy, even the plug-in pet, has a holster for it. All of them.
Yep.
Without fail. And they, by and large, come with a battle chip, too. With the exception of the plug-in pet, of course. So, which is pretty cool. The advanced one slides into a belt loop.
Which is probably the best.
The Link one is an armband, just like in the show.
It's kind of neat. All right, I can still dig it.
The plug-in pet holster, there are not many images of it, and I've never seen one myself because obviously it's a really rare toy. I know that the holster exists. I'm pretty sure it also goes on a belt loop, like it does in the show. The Progress Pet one is another belt loop one, but it's kind of awkward because just the way that the Progress Pet's shaped, it kind of fits weird.
Yeah, that's the one with the... Yeah, I'm looking at it now. That doesn't really look very good.
No, it's not.
So it's just a plastic case that you put... Is it just 10 battle chips, or is it as many as you can stuff in there?
The holsters?
Yeah.
The advanced one holds only maybe 2 battle chips.
Okay, good.
The Link one doesn't hold any, and neither do... I think the Progress one can hold 2 or 3 as well.
That's worthless. What? Whoa.
It's a fashion statement, sir.
Oh, that's an awful fashion statement. Okay, alright. So, I mentioned earlier about lazy toy tie-ins with, like, the chip gate and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about the Navitune parts?
So the Eurasia, if you're listening, shoutouts.
Yeah.
The Progress Pet Generation 3, which is the Battle Network 5 pet, has several attachments. So there's a slot on the top and a slot on the bottom of the pet toy itself, and there's like 4 like rubber buttons, really, and the Navitune parts are shaped in a way that they press in certain combinations of those buttons. You can't like go in there and press them yourself because they're like, it's a really narrow gap, but they have all kinds of weird, like, awkward ways to hold and quote-unquote augment your pet. Like, there's an AT scope that increases Mega Man's attack power, an HP grip, which increases, obviously, Mega Man's HP. That is only available in the deluxe edition of the Progress Pet.
Oh.
There's, like, the operate stick, which is the most awkward thing I've ever used in my life, because, like, a normal grip, logically, would go down, like, at a slant.
Right.
The operate stick just goes straight down. It's super, super awkward to hold and use, and the stick doesn't even work that well.
Oh, good.
I found myself 9 times out of 10 just putting it on, being like, oh, wow, I can't press a certain directional button, and there's a virus encounter, and then I just take it off.
Yeah, really. So, there's, like, quite a few of these.
Oh, yeah.
And each, in the show... So, it was originally introduced in the 5 tie-in movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where they're like, okay, we made these special things that you can slap on your pet, and they might as well, like, have looked at the camera and held it up like, yeah, it increases the power of Mega Man. Woo! Click. I'm just still looking at the camera. And so, yeah, Chad gets the scope. No, Chad doesn't get the... What does Chad get? Raika gets the scope.
Chad gets the HP grip.
Right.
And Lan gets... I don't remember what Lan gets. I would laugh my ass off if he got the freaking stick.
He may have, actually. He may have, looking back.
Oh,
I'm not
God.
sure, but I remember Rika got this silly little thing on his screen. It was like, oh, this will increase the accuracy of your shots. It's like, oh.
It's the real life version of that does nothing but it's just a blurry magnifying glass.
Oh, nice.
And it doesn't even magnify the screen very well. It would be a lot better if it had a light on it, but it does not.
But all of these affect your PET. Like, it gives you that extra boost in some sort of way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And you can do multiple ones.
Yep, but you can only have one on the top and one on the bottom.
Right.
And once you remove the Navitune part, that boost is removed. So
right.
If you have the HP grip, for instance, and the AT scope, if you remove either of those bonuses will be reversed.
Ah.
Very clever marketing, honestly.
Yes.
Because not a lot of... Well, I take it kind of harkens back to those Transformers mini-cons.
Oh,
in a
my
way.
God.
The ones where you would attach them to the Transformer on, like, I don't know, their shoulders or something, and it would do something.
Oh, man, I haven't heard that in so long.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing these in the movie and just laughing my ass off because it was so absurd. Blatant. It's like, wait, they need these? Aren't they just going to fuse with their navies anyway? What does it matter?
It's useless.
Ah, shameless plug.
It was so blatant. They made no attempts to hide the fact that it was for marketing.
Yeah.
The whole movie was just a big marketing stunt.
So these worked on they work on the Progress pets, right?
Yep, only the Progress.
Yeah, and then the chips that are using them. So here's my question with the PETs: I always call them that. Can you use previous chips with newer ones, or do you have to just use the new chips?
The Progress Pet is the only one that is backward compatible. It can accept advanced chips and Progress chips.
Okay.
Which is great because Progress chips are incredibly hard to find right now.
Yeah, I imagine. So Progress ones are the big, like, bulkier black ones, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what's the 6th gen of pets called?
Link, but we may have glanced over a Generation 2 pet. And that is one that one of our community members, UberGeek77, actually just happened upon. And that's the Advanced Pet 2.
Yeah, I remember you blew up about this, and I was just like, wait, someone dug up some prototype?
Yeah, so to give a little bit of backstory, the Advanced Pet 2 is in Access, again, this is a spoiler warning, is a spec upgrade for the Advanced Pet. I think in the show, if I'm remembering correctly, it has a better processor developed by IPC and processes battle chips faster, which is all well and good. So, it was released in Japan, as all merchandise is, and UberGeek actually discovered a lot of them, or excuse me, someone on eBay that was selling them, and he sent him a message, and he's like, do you have any more of these? And he's like, yeah, I got a warehouse, I have like 5 in my warehouse.
Oh, wow.
He buys 2, he gets one is Japanese. The other one is an English Advanced Pet 2.
Made by Mattel.
Made by Mattel. And if you're familiar with it, they didn't release that at all.
Right.
This had been a prototype, and we knew it was from Mattel because we had him take a lot of pictures and some video of the back of the pet, and the copyright information was all Mattel. The menus were all in English, and the community just went ballistic.
So
because,
well, go ahead. I was going to say the Advanced Pet 2 is just 4.5, right?
It is, yeah. That's where it was really prominent. It was showcased in the show for a little bit too.
Yeah.
But it realistically, like, from a functional standpoint, it's the same thing as the Advanced Pet. Well, excuse me, I take it back. It was the double soul pet in the United States. So you could slot in a Navi chip into this particular one, and you could double soul into any of the Battle.net 4 Navis.
Ooh.
Now, aside from that, it was effectively the same. You still shook it to encounter viruses. Yeah. Break your arm shaking it. Or if you're like us, you just took the ball bearing out and put something... I don't know.
So, that's kind of neat. So I guess we should just talk about PET then.
I could go on about them for hours.
Yeah, we got to be careful about that. We're on a time constraint, you see.
We are. So the last one is the Link Pet. It's got a touch screen. They also released battle packs that have interchangeable faces for them. And
oh, right, because it pops off, and then you can do like a Proto Man or whatever one. Yeah, that's cool.
You can also pop the emblem off and change them out, too. They didn't do anything functional for the pet. It was just cosmetic.
Right.
But yeah, you could press a button, a stylus pops out, and you could, you could actually level up a Navi and write data to a Navi chip and take that to the Battleship Stadium arcade game.
Ah, that thing that we will never see.
There's a YouTube channel that has a bunch of Battleship Stadium footage on it.
Okay.
We should go back and watch it sometime. It's pretty interesting.
Should.
It's bad.
So let's talk about that, actually. Because this is something I didn't even know about until very recently. Yeah. So this is an arcade game up to Battle Network 6, right?
It's just Battle Network 6.
Okay, so it's Battle Network 6, and you bring that chip that you've written, you insert it into the game, and then it's Mega Man that fights for you, right? Nobody else?
You can change it. You're basically you slot in your Navi chip and you play as that Navi.
Okay, so you slot that in, and then it does, like, I assume it's an automated battle, and if you beat it, it pops out a random chip for you to take home.
So the way that it works is it has a bunch of slots on the arcade cabinet, and you can actually slot chips in. It works kind of like 4.5 in a way.
Okay.
So you would slot that in, and there's a wheel that appears, and you have to press the button to stop the wheel from turning on a certain power, if I'm remembering correctly. Now, granted, this is with my very limited understanding and no knowledge of Japanese. Already. It's the graphics are all 3D. The animations are all pretty bad, and the most prominent sound effect plays constantly, and that's that noise that you hear when a Pokemon returns to its Pokeball.
Oh no.
That noise plays so much on that cabinet.
Oh.
But yeah, if you cleared up to a certain point, you would go to a results screen, it would tally everything up, and it would spit out a promotional battle chip if you did well enough.
So I remember there were very rare ones in there, and that you could never get anywhere else. But what was it? Didn't someone figure out a way to kind of break the game and get them?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
Yeah. What are the rare chips you got from that? Do you remember that at least?
You could get Gregor, you could get Otenko, pretty much all of the Solar Boy chips, and they wouldn't be the stock because Link Battle chips are all black, but the ones from the stadium are white. Yeah. And Otenko is orange.
Of course. Okay.
So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. See, I like that idea. That's ridiculous, but and over the top. Yeah, but it to me it falls in the same line as like the Yu-Gi-Oh game they had for a while where you scan the cards in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dual terminals. That's right. So I would have liked to see this, and I'm sure. I wonder if they're out there somewhere. If someone has the arcade cabinet.
They do.
Are they still operating in Japan, or just someone has them?
I know that they're, like I said earlier, there's a YouTube channel of a guy that plays it.
Okay.
And shows the gameplay and stuff. I'm sure there's one or two of these floating around Japan somewhere. But they're probably in a corner collecting dust.
That's a shame. I'd at least like to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's that. So on this list, I see Net Battle License?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So moving on. Okay, so what were these just it says they're prizes, but so what? You play Battle Network, you win the tournament, and you just get a piece of paper saying you are an official net battler sort of thing? Haha, promotional item?
Yeah, it's like an actual card. So Capcom, when Battle Network 6 was first released, and when it kind of 5 or 6 months after its release too, they held actual physical events. And there is some footage of these on YouTube as well.
Oh my god, yeah. It looks so bad, though.
It is. It's a lot of kids, and it looks kind of like a Pokemon tournament in a way.
Not just that, remember, it's angled at a projection, and it's not a very good angle either.
No. Even when Iguchi-san comes on the stage, it's just like, okay, hi Iguchi. Would you sign my copy of Battleship Challenge?
I had nothing to do with this. Get out of my face.
Somebody might. Anyway, but yeah, so these were given out at Japanese events. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but there is a Japanese community member that actually has a trophy and a license. I would have to scour Twitter to find it, but I know for sure I've seen the trophy. It's very small.
Oh. That's kind of sad, actually.
It is. But you can you can marker your name on the net battle license. It wasn't. Okay. It kind of was just like one of those club card things.
Oh, see, that's a lot less exciting suddenly. Oh well.
Sorry to break your bubble there.
It's okay. It's to be expected, I suppose. What else you got on here? We of course have the manga. I really feel like this needs to be its own episode. I'll always say that. But the manga, 13 volumes, really good tie-ins for each Battle Network series.
Oh yeah.
Up until 5.
Then it kind of accelerates. You could tell that. Well, we'll talk more about it, but I feel like it was really rushed towards the end.
Because it had a really good pace with, 1 into 2, alright, hub style, 2 and 3, alright, style change, 3 and 4, okay, now he gets double sold, that's fine, he unlocks it through all this stuff, 4 into 5, oh, whoa, we're gonna look at 5 into 6, oh wait, stop!
He sneezes and he can suddenly beast out, it's great.
Yeah, literally. So, they're very good, I think they're pretty easy to find too, I would think, actually.
The hardest one to find for me for the longest time was actually the 13th volume. For a long time, I had an incomplete collection.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had a hard time finding that too, actually. Speaking of hard to find, there's one thing not on this list. How about those complete works?
It's essentially, for those that don't know, the Battle Network official complete works is basically a Battle Network art book that contains a bunch of interviews with developers, concept art, notes. Fun fact, Adell, did you know that Mega Man Battle Network Network Transmission was initially going to include a GameCube controller that was shaped like the Battle Network 3-Pad?
I actually did know that, because I read it in the book.
Because you own it, and I don't.
And I made sure to bring it back up with me last time I went home. So now it's sitting behind me, nice and pretty.
Someday.
One day you'll find that book, hopefully for under $60.
Because I own Star Force, I own Classic, I just...
I'll say this, I've read the Wait, is there more than one Star Force, or just the Star Force 3, essentially?
It's all the Star Forces in one.
I went through that. I gotta say, it's really underwhelming to read.
It is, for sure. The 25th Anniversary X and Classic one was significantly better.
Okay. I need to go through those. I feel the 0 one's gonna be pretty good too when I read that. But probably. I was reading through the Star Force, so I'm like, oh, where's all the interesting notes? Where's some of the more the beta designs? It really wasn't. It was just art, and I felt kind of gypped.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah, typical Star Force.
Yeah, for sure.
So one last thing, we're gonna go full circle now to obscure random crap. And I really wish you'd bring this someday. The NT Warrior board game.
Yeah.
It's not Monopoly.
No.
Okay, just making sure. So what is the goal of this game?
I don't know.
All right, cool. All right, so good episode.
It contains pets. They aren't real pets. They're just small plastic containers that hold battle chip cardboard cutout things. Okay. It's a very cheaply made game. It feels cheap, and the figures feel cheap, and it just doesn't look... I haven't cracked it open because there's no one around me, or that lives around me, that would be even remotely interested in it. But
I mean, I'd be willing to try it with you. It's just... If you sound this enthusiastic just talking about it, it's not even open, I have a really bad feeling if we actually play this game.
Well, it reminds me a lot of the Pokemon Master Trainer board game.
I was actually going to ask that.
Yeah.
Because the way you made it sound, it's like the second iteration was really cheap feeling. I remember that.
Yeah.
But, so does it just with the Pogs and the collecting of chips sort of thing, or?
Sort of, yeah.
That's weird. We'll
sit down. Next time I go up there, I'll bring it, and I'm sure it'll fly through customs because,
I can't wait to hear the story of how I had to re-explain Battle Network to the customs agents.
Same here. I had to. So, the story behind that, I had to do something similar, but that's because I had all of my battle chips in like a small Yu-Gi-Oh booster box, and apparently that looked like TNT. So they pulled me to the side, they cracked it open, and spread out all of my battle chips, and they're like, "What are these?" And I'm like, "My battle chips." Anyway,
you should bust out the PET. All right, hold this one. All right, connect here. Here's how it works. I'm gonna net battle you. If I win, I go through, no questions. Yeah, I'm sure that must have been fun.
It was interesting because everyone was staring at me.
Let them stare. Let them know. And proclaim it proudly. Hey, these are my battle chips. Impressive, isn't it? I know you over there. Control yourself, ma'am.
Sir, settle down.
I only live for the battle chips.
So there's one other final piece of merch that we haven't talked about.
Oh, lay it on me.
Probably the most important piece of merch that we will discuss tonight, and that's the Battle Network 6 Falzer and Gregor spoon and fork sets.
Yes! Oh my god, I read this, and I actually had trouble finding pictures of it, but...
Yeah.
Oh...
Mid's the one that saw him. I think it's in the Colonel Bot quote somewhere too. But if I'm sure that if you told me there were pencil cases or lunch boxes, I would have believed you. But a fork and spoon sets, they are for Falzer and Gregor too specifically. So when
are they anything special, or are they just like plastic and it's got like Falzer and Gregor on it?
That's pretty much it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh. I'm sure there's other stuff that we probably didn't find. There, like we said again at the top of the show, there's tons of it for sure. There's a lot of merchandise. I'm disappointed we did not get an anti-damage plushie.
I'm amazed we did. Not gonna lie.
I want one really bad.
I know, buddy. I know. They're there. But yeah, no. There's just so much stuff, and then I feel like they also kind of dropped the ball on some things too. Like, was there ever an official LAN headband?
No.
I feel like that could have been real easy to sell.
But there was a wristband that's kind of close. It came with a battle chip.
Of course it did. Which battle chip was it?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I think it was Mini Bomb.
Exclusive. Can't get it anywhere else. Only in this wristband pack. What the hell? Why? By the way, to go back earlier, we were wrong about something. There are 4 4-inch Nels.
There's LAN.
No. There's the Lamb one. I forgot about him too entirely. I can't find him anywhere.
I can't believe you've done this.
Well, I want to buy him. I can't find him.
He comes with Mr. Prague too.
Oh my god, yes. So there's the normal Mega Man, Dark Mega Man, Hub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hub style, and then the Hanayashiki Panda Mega Man.
I forgot all about Hub. It was a very, very short run.
Yeah, I was looking back and like, did I get everything? Oh, nope, there's Hub.
I regret not buying that when I had the option.
Oh my god. Ugh, the Land Fusion ones look really bad.
They do.
Ooh. Like, I really like the idea behind it and the design of it, but ooh, these figures look really bad. Oh well.
Yeah.
Can't wait to find more. Merchandising. So, let us know if we've missed anything. I can't think of anything. Are there any, like, other stupid things with battle chips they did? Or none as dumb as the Navitoon parts?
I mean, they had, like, small folders and libraries, which were basically, like, booklets that you could put chips in, things like that. But aside from that, I'm sure we've missed some merchandise.
Oh, let's not forget, Duel Masters.
We did kind of glance over the movie.
Well, no, because they also made the physical base card in Duel Masters.
Oh,
twice.
That's right.
Twice, yeah. So we got the Death Phoenix and Phoenix chips in Battle Network 5.
It was 5, yep.
Yeah. And then Duel Masters, God rest its soul, got base twice as a Duel Master card, which is, like, really weird.
I missed that game. It was really fun.
Do you miss that game?
I don't... Like, I know Kaijudo's a thing, but it's just not the same.
It is the same thing.
It doesn't feel the same.
In fact, in the show, they call it a Kaijudo battle, so it's literally the same thing.
I don't know.
God, Kaijudo battle. Oh. You know, I'm gonna go watch Duel Masters now. That show was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing dub.
Metabots was a better dub.
I disagree.
Why? It was a joke.
I agree that was a joke, but still. Oh wait, so the LAN 4-inch Nell. I know we're going off a little here on a tangent, but the 4-inch Nell comes with an extra. It comes with a hero sword and a cannon.
Yep.
And extra things for Mega Man.
Yes.
Huh.
And a Mr. Prog.
And Mr. Prog, of course. Okay. Damn, I might actually have to get this. I really like it too. It's not superposable, is it?
No, but you can. I mean, to be fair, 4-inch Nells are meant to just be posed and set up, and that's it.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I kind of like that he's more of a figure instead of a Figma.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that. And then there's like that one image of him just holding the katana.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's so good. Alright, so... you know, I'm glad we got through this, actually, MMX, because there's just so much crap involved with this.
Yeah.
Some of it good, a lot of it really, really cheap.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad...
Oh, Bandai, what are you doing?
Well, I think we also skipped over the DVDs for the dub, which are ridiculously hard to find now, too.
Oh, are they actually?
Yeah.
Good.
Like, they're $60 a pop, past volume 2.
No, good. Let them be forgotten.
I'm gonna get them all.
Why? Don't do this.
I'm gonna duct tape you a chair, and we're gonna watch all the dub.
No, stop. I already have the original stuff, and even that's actually hard to watch.
It's gonna happen.
Like, I'll say it straight up. The original anime is actually hard to watch, even in Japanese.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Because it's just so...
It's everywhere. It's all over the place.
The animation's all over the place. Everything's all... bleh, bleh, bleh.
It isn't until stream that it starts getting good.
And then you get into Beast.
Beast was phenomenal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I love being the mixture. Oh man, look, everyone's a beast. I'll say this. I'm gonna say his name. I like Japan Man's Beast out.
You mean Yamato Man?
His name is Japan Man. That's why he's a Y chip. Yeah, I thought you could pull that one on me. I'm aware.
I thought I could get one over on you.
Nah, I don't think so. On a side note, never forget of the Star Force 4-inch Nells.
Oh yeah. They also had a figure line that wasn't a 4-inch Nell.
Really?
No, it's I don't know. It's made by Takara as well, but it isn't a 4-inch Nell. It has like attachments. There's an Omega Sys attachment for the arm, and I've got one signed by Shingo Adachi, who did the animation for the Star Force anime, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll give it this. The anime looks nice. It's still garbage.
I mean, it was... for some reason, I feel like we should probably have a small sect of episodes where we talk about Star Force.
Oh yeah, no, that's the plan. That's the successor to it.
The anime is so short though that we could probably talk about it in 3 minutes.
Well, that's going to be on the entertainment one. Don't worry.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're not talking about it here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Adell.
Yeah, MMX.
Where can people find you?
They can't. I'm hidden away.
In the secret area.
Yeah, that's it. The best area. Oh, I love secret areas so much. So, you can find me on Twitter at Trainer Adell now. I changed it. No more underscore. Thank God. I finally figured that out. Hey, you can't pull it over on me. So I got that out of the way. Just Trainer Adell now. Of course, you're on the YouTube, so you know where we're at with that. And then, I guess, on Twitch as well. Tactical_network. Nothing amazing. I'm not as cool as MMX, though, with his world record over here.
Yeah.
So where are you at, MMX?
I am on Twitch, Twitter, Mixer, YouTube, all MegaMasterX.
Instagram?
Yeah, I think.
Snapchat?
I think it's I don't know if I want to give them my Snapchat.
I mean, it's MegaMasterX. They'll find you anyway.
Well, no, that account got banned.
What?
Yeah, I tried using it on the Windows Phone, and apparently they're like, nope, instant ban. No overturn. Sorry. You just have to deal with this now.
That's amazing.
It's unfortunate, but anyway.
Good.
So yeah. I don't have a Windows Phone now, and I never will have one again, because it's dead. Anyway, yeah. So that's where they can find me.
Alright, so, good episode of MX. Let's call it done here. Alright, everyone. Next time, I don't know what we're going to talk about next time. It's not going to be Battle Network 6, I can assure you that.
No, probably not.
I will hold off on that till the end of days. We'll talk about Star Force, and then maybe we'll talk about 6.
Lord have mercy. We'll get to 6 eventually, y'all. This is... I'm on your side. I want to get 6 done, too. So. It's going to happen, Adell.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Alright. So until next time, everyone, take care, and keep busting those viruses.
See ya.
A big thank you to Kokiremix for the music used in this episode. If you'd like to hear more, be sure to check out their YouTube at Kokiremix.